Hey guys, it's Brooke with the Daily Ducks and I'm back with another video. Now today I'm doing a bit of a different video. As you could see, I'm in my classroom, but I wanted to do an eat with me and like chit chat talk video. So I'm going to share with you what I'm eating today. The school always has like a soup option, so I just got their soup. It's beef with barley, and this is my absolute favorite soup that the school makes. It's so good. So beef with barley, and then I have these wassa crackers and Laughing Cow cheese. And then what I do is I take the Laughing Cow cheese and I spread it on the cracker. Now these crackers are very low calorie. For 3 of them, it's 80 calories. And then the Laughing Cow cheese is 25 calories for one of the wedges. And I only have spoons, obviously. Then what I do is I take everything but the bagel seasoning. I know this was so big like a couple years ago, this seasoning, but it's so good. And then I sprinkle it onto the cracker like that, and then I just eat it. I used to eat this all the time before I had Sailor. When I was on my weight loss journey, I lost 25 pounds. It's hard to get used to the flavor. Like, you could say I had to put more of the everything bagel. Okay. It's really good. It is good once you add the more of the everything bagel. And of course, my bestie, baddie bestie Jocelyn, bought me this everything bagel seasoning, the Trader Joe's one, when she went to, it was in Miami. I'm not sure where she went again. She went to a concert and she brought me back the everything bagel because she knows I like this stuff. But I think I'm going to change direction because the kids are going to come out soon. I don't want them to be in the back. They're going to see my video. Lots of everything bagel on a cube. Wassa cracker, Laughing Cow. Now, it's very satisfying with the extra everything bagel. It's very good. Okay, so the video I wanted to do today is how Jaden and I potty trained our 3-year-old nonverbal son. Now, to preface the video, we have 4 children. Nikki Taylor, who's 6, Jagger, who's 5, and Kai, who's 3, and Sailor, who just turned 1 in February. Now, when Nikki was born, like, everything was fine, like she was doing well. Her language acquisition, however, was kind of difficult for her. But she was saying words, like she had vocabulary and she was able to communicate like her needs and stuff. I think what her biggest problem was the words would kind of like, when she would talk, it would sound very jumbled together. So she went to speech therapy very young as well. And that was kind of like during COVID. It was online. It was like, anyways, but she did speech therapy. Then comes my Jagger, and language just came super, super easy to Jagger. Like by 1, I'm not even joking. Like maybe like by 1.5, he had 2-word sentences. Like language came very easy to him. And so does a lot of stuff as well. He's just very naturally intelligent. Not saying that my other children are not intelligent. He's just, like Nikki's very artsy. So like that's her part of her brain that is smart. I don't know how to say it, sorry. But Jagger, things just come very natural to him. Okay, so I had to close the blind so hopefully the kids don't sleep. But I'm not sure where I was landed. I was interrupted. We were talking about Kai. So when Kai came along, I had already experienced 2 different children. One who had a little bit more trouble with language and one who had no trouble. So Kai came along, our 3rd baby. And like as a baby, he hit all his milestones, like as you should. He was walking by 1. Like I know that's not a big deal, but he was babbling a lot. But words were just not coming. And by 15 months, I was getting worried because he wasn't saying mama, he wasn't saying dada, like he wasn't really saying anything. He was of course still babbling, no words. So when he was 18 months, I met with Nikki's speech therapist. And I had asked her, by 18 months, how much words should they know? And she said 50 words. And I was kind of taken aback for a second. And she goes, oh, he knows more. And I'm like, less. I'm like, way less. In fact, he doesn't even know 1 word. And that's when I knew like, okay, something is like wrong. But so the way to access speech therapy here, and I don't know, like we're from a really small community, a small town. So the way we access, or the way I've accessed speech therapy is through our education system. So for Kai to access speech therapy, he would have to go to daycare. And he had never been in daycare prior to that. So at 18 months, I registered him for daycare, but of course there's a long waiting list. So we had to wait a little bit to get him into daycare so he could start his speech therapy. When Kai was 24 months, I believe, maybe like 28 months. No, maybe 24 months. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. He just turned 3 in November. Maybe like 20 to 24 months. No, maybe like 24 months. Oh my God, I don't know. Anyways, around 24 months, he did his assessment with the speech therapist. And the level he was babbling at and the words, he was like talking at like a 6 to 9 month old age. And he was 2. So I was like freaking out and just thinking like, he's never gonna talk. I don't know where I was landed again, but Kai having no words. Anyway, so Kai had no words. And I started to freak out. But, so yeah, slowly slowly, he has been acquiring words. And he could talk. He says words and he says things. He can't necessarily communicate. Like he can't say like, mommy, I want an orange. Like he'll go to the fridge and he'll say orange. But so right now we're trying to talk to Kai in Kai perspective. So saying like, Kai wants to go for a ride, and so he could start learning that language and using it. So to jump forward now on Kai being 3 years old and how we potty trained him without necessarily having the vocabulary to understand how to use the bathroom. Kai loves like the little kid friendly songs on YouTube. So like Hey Bear or like Coco Melon songs or like easy kid songs. He loves that. He loves learning the songs and he loves dancing and stuff like that. So he really responds well to that. Now, when we were set that we were going to potty train Kai, we just jumped in with both feet. And I was like, we are literally going to, well, it was mostly Jaden, but he's like, we're going to potty train him. And we did over Christmas break. And he hasn't had an accident since. So it is possible. If your child has trouble to communicate, it is possible to teach them to potty train even without the verbal skills to do so. So we put Kai in, took his diaper off, and that was it. We're like, no more diapers. You are walking. So we showed him the potty, how to use the potty. And we didn't even get a separate potty. We just used our regular bathroom toilet. We just put like the little seat on it. And then eventually he started not liking the seat and he just took it off himself. So we showed him how to potty. When he would have an accident on the floor or whatever, we would clean it up and we would say, Kai, you need to go to the potty to pee pee. And we would bring him to the potty, sit, even if he had finished, we would bring him to the potty, sit on it, for him to kind of know, okay, when I have to pee, I need to go in here. And that was working, but then it kind of like stopped working a little bit and he was having a lot of accidents. So Jaden found a video of characters he recognized of a song, them singing about using the potty. He played the song and like something clicked in his head and he was like, okay, if I have to pee, I have to use the potty. And it just, from that moment, we showed something that he understood, characters he liked and he understands, to use the potty, and he did. Now for pooping was a little bit more difficult because he understand that he had to pee in the potty, but to poop in the potty was a little bit more challenging. So again, if he would have an accident, we would clean it up and then we would bring him on the potty and say, Kai, if you have to poop, you need to poo on the potty. So, and you know, Kai, he can't say like, I need help to wipe or whatever, but he'll go to the bathroom and we know, and we could go there to assist him when he's done. I feel like that was a little too personal to say, but I really want this to be educational because I know a lot of other parents must feel this way. I know that there's other kids like Kai and you don't want them to be in diapers until they're like, until they're old, you know, like we had it set in our mind that we were potty training Kai and we did it. So after when Kai started to get used, he would just go. And now he even wakes up in the middle of the night if he has to go to the bathroom. He knows how to do it. So don't underestimate your non-talking child. They can understand. They will understand. You just have to be patient with them, show them it multiple times, reinforce it, and even if they have an accident, it's not a big deal. Clean it up, show them that where he or she were supposed to go, and they will get it. They will understand. So now Kai, he was recently had an assessment with his speech therapist. She was so proud of his achievement. She was like, this is leaps and bounds from where he was even 3 months ago. Like, he's a whole different kid. Like, his language is coming. That's not to say that he might not have any exceptionalities in the future. He could possibly. But for now, he's learning at his pace. And we're just there to support him and be his biggest advocates. Like, that's the most important thing, is to be his biggest advocate and to always choose what's best for him or what we think is best for him as his parents. But yeah, just know that it is possible. Just don't get discouraged. Like, they're not gonna get it the first day, but that's like any child. They're not going to get the peeing on the potty the first day, but they will get it. Like, they will begin to understand and they'll get it. Like I said, Kai has not had any accidents since December. And even in the car, he knows, like, to get home and wait to go to the potty. And sometimes he doesn't tell us that he has to go, and he holds it in. And when we get home, he pees so much because he's held it in. But he knows that where it's appropriate to go. So all this to say, it's possible. Give your child the time. Show them a familiar video, people they understand, characters they understand. And even the dentist, we did the same thing when he had to go for his first dentist appointment. We showed him a video of the dentist. At the dentist, of course, we told the dentist like that he was, you know, you can't talk, you can't really answer. Like if the dentist was like, how old are you? He's not going to be like, I'm 3. We told the dentist that, but also we see a really good pediatric dentist, so they know about this stuff. But because we prepared him in advance, he kind of knew, like, this is a dentist's office. I need to do this. I need to do this. And he did amazing. And I always underestimate him. And Jaden never underestimates him. And that's what I love because, like, not that I underestimate him in a bad way, but underestimate him in the sense that, like, I always think, going to the dentist is going to be the absolute worst. Like, he's going to scream, cry, like, have a hard time. But Jaden never does. He always thinks of, like, he could do it and believes in him, you know? And so I'm glad he has that, because think of the worst type of person. So that's just automatically where my brain goes. But yeah. And Kai is like our Kai. Like, I wouldn't want him any other way, you know? He's so funny. He loves dancing. Right now, he loves the Opita song. I don't know if I said that right, but he loves that song. So he puts it on and he dances all the time. But yeah, so thank you, Jocelyn. I should count how many calories my lunch was. Now I'm going to wash this all down with a delicious mandarin orange. So I did believe for a time that my son was I don't even know how to say this. I might be butchering it. Alt language processor. But then I spoke with the speech therapist, and that theory is just totally not founded in science. Like, there's no research to back it up. And so sometimes you'll see on TikTok it pass by and it's like, if you have a just alt language processor child, screen time is the only way your child will access language. And that's just not true. It's actually it's just not true. So I, for one, was trying to believe that. But once I spoke to her and she kind of like was like, no, I was like, okay. So that's that little side point there. Oh my God. It's so sweet. That's what I needed. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I could do a little bit more of these sit down, eat lunch with me. But I will see you in our next one. Bye, guys.